Welcome in live from the PHNX studios in downtown Phoenix. It's your PHNX Cardinals halftime show. I'm Johnny Venerable, joined by the playmaker, former Arizona Cardinal wide receiver Brittan Golden. Noah Man behind the mic. The Arizona Cardinals up big 21-6 at the half, hosting the Tennessee Titans. Wasn't perfect, but it's about as good of a start as you could expect with this offense that has been dismal to begin this season. We're going to get into it. Drop a like, drop your super chats, become a supporter, and more. Your initial takeaways from a first half that, yes, could have been better, but could have been much worse.
There were positives. They started off the game doing exactly what we said pregame, right? They let the ball fly downfield. They moved the ball downfield fast. What it was, a first drive was, a 7-play drive? Yep. You scored. The next drive was an 8-play drive. You scored touchdowns. You got points, and you did well. And then you got to the second quarter, and you kind of just leveled off. You kind of went back to the, well, you know, we can – this is what we've been upset about as a fan base, as people watching this game. You got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Yeah. Right? This is the NFL. Right? You just watched the Dolphins blow a lead to Carolina. Mm-hmm. You watched the Eagles blow a lead to Denver in the second half. Like, you've got to learn how to keep your foot on the pedal and just continue to push the ball downfield. Now, saying that, offensive line kind of collapsed in the second quarter, especially interior-wise. I mean, it was just they just kind of – it's like they just said, we're up. We scored 21 points. That was the most points we scored all year long. Let's just kind of chill. I think people have to just – offensively as a whole, play calling and execution has to continue.
Yeah, to be fair, like the Titans' best unit on their team, we knew this coming into it, was the D-line led by Jeffrey Simmons. And the Cardinals were hanging on for dear life at the end of the first half. They had 5 penalties, 32 yards. They gave up 2 sacks. But again, like if that's the Cardinals – trying to like work out the kinks of what this new offense is going to be, I'm okay with it. I mean, like they had a perfect pass by Kyler Murray to Trey McBride that was negated by a Jonah Williams holding call. Yeah. Like they tried, and like I wasn't super thrilled with the play calling in the second quarter. Like they were trying at least to throw the football downfield, and they're a penalty or pressure away from unlocking another level. So I'm not going to sit here and be critical of that. Like it's funny. This team right now, Brittan, they're a very modest 14 of 62 on the ground for 44 yards and but 3 touchdowns, but they have 21 points. They have 21 points because Kyler Murray was allowed to rip the football 12 for 18, 142 yards, almost 8 yards per completion in the first half, 90 QB rating. I just, more of that. Stay aggressive, throw the football downfield. We talked about it. We've been talking about it for 2 weeks now. You're going to give up sacks. You're going to give up pressures. Like, that's the NFL. And at the end of the day, this offense has just an infinitely higher ceiling, and especially Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr., it's just completely different when you operate this way. I don't give two you-know-whats if you run the ball for 100 yards at the half, if you have 10 points, if you have 7 points. Where are the offensive touchdowns coming from? They're being set up by explosives. And Marvin Harrison Jr. got things going. The 42-yarder that really should have been a touchdown. It was unfortunate they overturned that. 2 plays later, you get Michael Carter into the end zone. Like, the run game needs to be a table setter for this passing game. The biggest takeaway of that first half, a sub-bullet to that is Will Johnson. We'll talk about it. Marvin Harrison Jr. is building off of a very strong second half against Seattle. He was one of the 2 or 3 best players on the field along with Jeffrey Simmons in this half. You got to keep giving him opportunities to attack the football.
I agree. You got to find ways to get him involved and to keep him involved, right? He had 3 big catches in the first half, and then we kind of just it's not that he disappeared. It just looks like play calls weren't designed for him to get the football anymore. Right. Right. And I think you've got to find ways to get him back involved early in the second half. You need to get Trey McBride back involved early in the second half. Right. And you've got to push. You've got to continue to move the ball downfield. Right. We talked about it. The beginning of this game was great Cardinal offensive football. It was great. The defense has continued to play extremely well. Right. And they're getting off the field. Now, offensively, Put your foot back on the gas pedal. Do not take that thing off until there are zeros on the clock in the fourth quarter. If you put up 70 points in an NFL game, you put up 70 points. Congratulations, it's the NFL. If you can't stop it, we're not going to ease up.
Right.
Petzing needs to get that type of mindset.
Yeah.
He needs to find a killer mindset as an offensive coordinator and just go for it. Take off. You did it in the first quarter and you showed success. Just continue it.
People are asking, is there a right tackle to replace Jonah Williams? It would be Calvin Beachum.
At this point, why not?
I think you have to consider it. They're rotating guards.
I don't like that because you can see the problem when Will Hernandez is not in the lineup.
Well, they don't want to give too much on. I would expect a lot of Will in the second half. Isaiah Adams still having a tough time. Like that unit feels like a week-to-week thing. There could be changes at the drop of a hat. Unless you're Yelda Froholt or Paris Johnson Jr., you don't feel great about anybody right now. Cardinals are on pace for their first 300-yard game of the season. Offensively, that's great. Let's look at the defensive side of the football. Listen, defense is playing really well. Speaking on top of that, as I look for the right turn of phrase here, the Titans are an atrocious football team. They have let multiple pass plays drop within their fingers, misplaced balls, horrific routes. Like the defense is playing good, but the Titans defense is very much keeping them alive. And so I say that like there's a barometer, there's a litmus test. Like we saw the last 2 weeks, good football teams will make the Cardinals defense pay when the offense wets the bed. Like, so I think the defense still top 10. You feel great about it. You certainly feel great because the offense now can put pressure on the opposing offense to be one-dimensional. Like Cam Ward is atrocious. 5 for 16. He's missing open plays. Now, Max Melton and Garrett Williams are out, so a little bit of a trade-off. But the Cardinals are catching some breaks because the Titans are they're like a high school team. I tweeted out, like Brian Callahan, they have no idea what they want to be or what they're doing. And the nice thing about this lead now is, and we'll see if the Titans who get the ball to start the second half change it up, the Titans really can't run the football right now. They know they have to get bunch plays, and there are plays to be made. They're just not executing.
Oh, I agree. The Titans had plenty of opportunities in that first half to make some big plays.
Right.
That was one where Keitrell Clark got beat deep. Right. If he connects on that pass right there, it's a touchdown pass. Right. And there was another one where he kind of just Cam Ward overthrew a running back who was running wide open down the right sideline. Right. So they've had plenty of opportunities to make plays. Tyler Lockett dropped a very catchable ball in the middle of the field for a first down.
Yeah.
All right. His guys are kind of doing what we were complaining about, last Thursday earlier in the game, where our playmakers are not catching the ball or they're not finishing routes. It's kind of going on that instance for Tennessee. So, yes, we've caused some breaks defensively, but, I think as a whole, the defensive unit has played well, barring some of the guys that we've had.
We expected a dominant performance from this defense, like Sweaty J, fantastic. Dante Stills, great. Baron Browning, I'll eat the crow. Baron Browning, a sack and a fumble recovery. Mustafa has been playing outstanding since he's been brought up. So they're stepping up in replacement. I mean, there's no Darius Robinson. We still don't have Walter Nolan. LJ Collier's gone. Bilal Nichols is out there. He's trying, right? He looks rough trying to run down a toss play, but we'll give them credit. The Titans are they have 58 yards passing. They have 50 yards rushing. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown today, and they've got 3 on the season. Like, the defense needs to continue to set the tone. They got that key takeaway, which led to points, and that's what I liked about the Cardinals offense in the first half. Yes, they went wire to wire with 2 touchdown drives. Then the Cardinals got a takeaway, and they immediately scored. That's what you have to do against bad teams. So Cardinals are likely, I think 2 touchdowns from really putting this away and feeling great about it. I don't think you can feel great until you eclipse 30 points, and that should be the barometer bare minimum in this half. You need to eclipse 30 points, 300 yards of total offense. You need to get Kyler Murray a couple passing touchdowns. You need to get Marv more involved. Trey McBride, unfortunately, had a big gain stolen from him, but do not get conservative with this run game. Like, Michael Carter's been fine, 8 for 27. Do that, Brittan, to keep the defense honest. But, man, if the Cardinals go into the fourth quarter and they should with a lead, I don't want to see Tip Ryman out there and the boys, 12, 13 personnel, thinking that they're going to be able to, like Jeffrey Simmons isn't going to allow that. You have to continue to throw the football.
No, I agree. I think this is a good opportunity. One, if the defense can get off the field quickly here in the second half, this is a good opportunity for this offense to move the ball down the field and just get touchdowns early. Because I think if you're going to have an opportunity here offensively.
Yeah.
Right. Your defense is playing well. Do they need to play better? Yes, everybody can play better. But I think this is an opportunity for Petzing and crew. to really go out there, push the ball downfield, and start like you started the first quarter. Because if you can get 2 touchdowns in this third quarter, this game is done. They already don't want to be out there to a certain point, right? But you get 2 touchdowns in this third quarter, game is over with. You're at 30 points. You're over 30 points going into the fourth, right? It's just one of those where you need to score points and you need to do it early.
Yep. You need to get Kyler Murray going in the second half. You protect him because he's putting some dots out there. Like that pass play to Trey McBride. He had nice conversions on third down to Michael Wilson. Let him you have to feel good about Kyler Murray in this passing game entering this gauntlet of the next 3 games. Dak, Daniel Jones, Jordan Love, like be prepared. You're gonna be in some shootouts potentially. So feel good about that. Hit that like button. Let's jump into your super chats as we get geared up for the second half. George, 199. Can we get Zonovan more touches? He looks nice. I'm guessing that's potentially Bam Knight.
Yes.
Yeah. He does look good, and maybe he gets an opportunity. I was wrong. I'll eat the crow. DeMercado, not a non-factor in that first half. Michael Carter looks fine. I just this offensive line in general, like there's not a lot of holes. Yeah,
struggling.
That's why I think Greg Dortch underneath. Let him get some yak. I think certainly go back to Michael, Marvin, Trey in the passing game. Steve Kimes, burner 199. Keaton Crawford does not look like a 7th rounder. I mean, it's the best coached unit on the team because you knew that was Gannon and Rawls's bread and butter, is developing defensive personnel, specifically defensive backs. Keaton Crawford, Jalen Thompson, Buddha, Will Johnson's unbelievable. I mean, like, God forbid this unit be able to play together. Max Melton, unfortunately, not today. He was out. But, I mean, yeah, like the Cardinals can develop defensive backs under Jonathan Gannon unequivocally. The defense, you know that they can correct things and they don't have to play perfect if this offense can just show this every week. And it doesn't have to be perfect. But man, Brittan, it is such a coup. If they finish this off and they score a couple more touchdowns, you can feel good about optics next week against Indy and Dallas and Green Bay, playing the Cincinnatis of the world in the second half. Like, what you can't do, though, we can't be sitting here at halftime talking about, God forbid, a loss, disaster, or a field goal lead and hanging around. Like, rip the football downfield. They can't cover Marv right now. Marv was uncoverable. They were consistently double covering him, and he was displaying the kind of athleticism and physical traits, specialty traits that you saw at the 4th overall pick.
No, he did well in the first, right? I think it's just a big thing about finding ways to get him the football, right? You just got to get him the football this half, and you got to do it early. Same thing with McBride. Just get your playmakers the ball, do it early, establish it, and this is one of those, right? We've said it all day long, right? This is one of those where you need points. This is a huge confidence builder for your offense. Like you said, going into a gauntlet, you're about to play 3 really, really good football teams in the next 3 weeks. So I think today you've just got to find a way to get in there, score points, build as much confidence as you can today going into next week.
Titans with the football facing a 3rd and 8. We will be back immediately following the second half. Hit that like button. Subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. One super chat before the finale here. I miss Clayton Adams, as do we. Cardinals, though, going to do their best to keep the foot on the gas. Can they get their first 30-point, 300-yard game of the season? We're back for a post-game show. See you then.
We all silly like the mayor.